There are places in the labyrinth that feel like ruins, and then there are places that feel like a mouth. You reach the god's crypt, and you do not step inside as much as you are swallowed. The entrance is a womb, carved into ancient stone, hollow and weighty. A cold wind slips through the cracks and crawls across your skin like a warning that has learned your name. Your lantern sputters the moment you cross the threshold, not because it is failing, but because the air in here is wrong, warm and stagnant. The kind of warmth that does not belong underground, the kind that suggests a breath. Then the stone begins to move. A wall grinds downward, slow and deliberate, unveiling a chamber that has not been seen in an age that still has a pulse. Dust clings to everything. Cobwebs hang like curtains. The silence is not empty, it is oppressive, as if sound itself learned to fear this place and stop trying. You move carefully because even your footsteps feel like a crime. The stench of death is everywhere, but it is not the smell of rot, it is the smell of absence. A long place so long abandoned that even decay has left it behind. Stone slabs rest in rows. Skeletal remains laid out with no names, no stories, no mercy. And then you hear her, a woman's voice, faint, speaking to someone you can't see. You follow the torchlight through the dark and find a wooden platform overlooking a gathering. Cloaked figures stand in silence, listening to the leader as she speaks. You cannot make out the words, but you do not need to. The feeling is enough. This is not prayer, this is a planning. Pit yawns in the center of the chamber, its depths stained dark. Monolithic stone stands nearby, carved with ancient symbols that feel like locks rather than art. The walls are carved in markings that hint of something concealed, something that was never meant to be opened by hands like yours. Suddenly the ground trembles, walls shudder and sink into the floor, revealing a hidden chamber that was not on any map and never wanted to be found. And there, motionless, stands the god's guard. Golden armor, silent vigil, a statue that breathes patience. A lone stone throne sits in a solemn isolation, not broken, not ruined, but waiting. You wander through inscriptions that read like unforgotten histories, and the floor shifts beneath you. A section sinks, dragging you downward into the unknown. Faint light flickers far above, fragile and distant, like hope trying not to be noticed. Staircase unfurls, worn steps, countless feet, countless dead have traveled this way. Then you reach an opening in the floor, vast and hungry, a drop that feels endless, and deep beyond it, corridors lined with empty prison cells, iron doors corroded and crumbling. Whatever was kept here was not meant to be released. Whatever was kept here was not meant to be remembered. Of course, the air grows foul. The feeling of eyes crawling over you returns, refusing to fade. You find an archway, unlike any other, its surface rippling like liquid silver. Impossible. Still, while it moves, nearby a guard grips a prisoner bound tight, expression unreadable on a table. Books and papers lay scattered, opened in haste, as if someone or whoever it was studying that ran out of time. You step through the archway. The labyrinth lies to you. A blue sky stretches overhead. Warm sun. Birds chirping in the distance. Trees aligned like ancient orchards. Mountains and clouds on the horizon. Smoke rising far away like a whispering secret. It feels like paradise. That is how you know it is wrong. There's a young woman who crouches over a kill, preparing it calmly, methodically, as if survival is routine here. A distant scream shatters the quiet. Then you find a hall of mirrors, a place unseen for ages, reflecting you back in ways that do not feel honest. Music drifts through the air with no source. A voice greets you. You've traveled far, adventurer. What brings you to our home? A mother speaking from nowhere. You wander past an ancient fountain and crystal clear waters. Paradise always has a cost. The whispering, the whispering of the dead. You stagger through radiance until the world returns to shadow. A skeletal figure lies on the ground, clutching a blanket that will never warm it again. Then you hear it. Halt! From there, the crypt steps back. Staircase opens into the earth. A cavern yawns below, and with every footfall, you hear the distant cries of a calling bird. And that is when it becomes clear the god's crypt is not one place. It is many places stitched together by something that wants to be worshipped, something that wants you to fear it, something that keeps taking you to different places. A throne, a guard, a leader speaking in the shadows. And somewhere above, a blue sky smiles like a lie. I want to thank you all today for joining me as I talk about this game. Sorry if I'm a little off today. I'm under the weather and I feel like I'm dying. But as I always say, the show must go on. I must always make videos and work on the game until the day I die and become unrecognizable. Who knows? Maybe in the year 3000, I'll be a brain in a computer working on this game. Who knows, actually? Maybe there'll be like an AI program doing it or something. That'd be pretty freaky. But anyways, likes, comments, subscribe, link in the description below. Download the game, it's free. 100% free. Will always be free. Will never cost you a cent. With that being said, adventurers, good day.